Currently in the process of pursuing a doctorate degree, and I've done that at a fairly young age. As I think about my experience as an African-American young woman from the inner city of Detroit, I think about my experience coming to a predominantly white institution. While there were welcoming faces, it was a very interesting transition. At times I felt unwelcome, at times maybe even like I was unprepared to be in certain classes and in certain situations. However, that may have taken place for maybe the first 3 months, but through getting involved, meeting faculty and staff members, actually putting in the study time that I needed to for my classes, identifying where there may have been some areas where I needed some additional help, I was able to persist through. As an African American entering the field of higher education, I think that there are several things that young women will face. One of those being competition in the classroom. At times, I think students feel like there's a competition going on within the classroom and that they need to compete with their counterparts. And I challenge and encourage young African-American women to let that competition go and enjoy the experience for what it is. I encourage young African-American women to dismiss stereotype threat. Stereotype threat is the assumption or the belief that you may if you say something or do something within a classroom or within whatever setting, that you may help other people, you may actually fulfill some thoughts that somebody else has already had about you, whether those be positive or negative. I encourage you all to kind of look beyond that and understand and recognize that you do know, that you do have the knowledge. Sometimes you don't know what to call it or what it is, but that you do have it, and it may look very different in different settings. So I encourage you to let that stereotype threat go. I encourage you to get involved. Find some organization that you can become involved in, something that you like. Become a leader. Take on some leadership roles within the institution. You know, unfortunately, within the field of higher education, there are not very many women or people that often look like you. So I encourage you to go out and take on leadership positions and become a mentor and a leader for somebody else. I encourage African American young women to identify a mentor, someone that they feel like they can go to, have difficult and hard conversations with, someone who may have had similar experiences, but it doesn't always have to be that way. Identify somebody that is willing to help you walk along this journey and that will help guide you in some of the right directions, and that can help get you to some different places. Educate yourself. That is probably almost number one on the list. I think it's very important for African American women to become educated and to think outside of the box, keep up with current events, know what's going on, and delve into as much knowledge and in depth as possible. And finally, I encourage African American women to get uncomfortable. I think it's very important for African American women in college to get uncomfortable. I know that this is not a very comfortable setting, especially if you come from an inner city or predominantly multicultural area and now you go on to a collegiate institution that may not be representative of the city that you may come from. I encourage you to get uncomfortable, attend cultural programming events, attend motivational speakers, attend people that you may not typically attend events and activities that you may not typically participate in. I guarantee you as African American women, you will find something outside of the norm that you will love and that you will enjoy, and that may potentially push you to your career goals and aspirations. African American young ladies in college, I think that it is very important that you set and make your mark. It is a great deal of young women on college campuses that I know have the potential to be the next president, to be the next mayors, to be the next government officials, teachers, civil servants, take on a multitude of positions and allow yourself to be and make a mark on this community and within your college settings.